Thank you so much. Thank you for the invitation to participate in the TransformERS Café 4. And with this theme that deeply resonates with my interdisciplinary academic and research journey, I want to also compliment all of the participants and colleagues. And as you say, my academic background is social work, and that was important because in my country, social work has an interdisciplinary training. So the fact that I had the opportunity of having not only disciplines in social work, I also had in economy, politics, law, and psychology, etc. And that also gave me a holistic perspective about things around. Then I focus on ecological sustainability because I started to think that although we have United Nations sustainable goals, etc., this is not this was not sufficient because we have to prepare students and people in communities to participate in being part of this transformation. The issue of being so fast has been a difficult challenge. So I try to explore in my projects how to transform higher education through digital and inclusive pedagogies, how to do in community resilience and vulnerability, especially in eco-social contexts, and through the soft skills, I try to empower the students linking ethics, sustainability, and employability, because we have to respond to the market, but we know that the market is not going to transform nothing unless it gives them money. And I'm sorry if I am so direct, but we have short time. So I coordinate and teach courses such as ethics and social work, conflict management, critical thinking, and sustainability. And I create a eco-social model for vulnerable communities that serves across several areas. These courses in soft skills offer undergraduate and master programs in all my university, not only in social work, and are designed to foster reflective, socially engaged professionals, and are designed to cultivate reflective practitioners capable of decision-making in these complex social and ecological challenges. And also in my PhDs, I try to do this. In my research and publications, I include social sustainability and environmental humanities and the integration of these soft skills in higher education. And my recent work includes contributions to blue humanities, future scenarios in organizations in the AI era, and as well as reflections on the future. So this experience has deepened my understanding of how knowledge production and educational practice can be reimagined to respond to global challenges. And I'm particularly interested in how organizations can adapt to AI era in ways that are ethically grounded and socially inclusive, because that is going to be a very difficult to do, especially after COVID, that we thought that people had learned something, but they didn't, and the market is every day more aggressive. And the sustainable goal says that leave no one behind, but that is not what they are doing. So we have to go and to the field and be with people, be with young people, and at the same time think holistically and see how these constellations link with each other. At the heart of my work, there is a belief in the transformative potential of education. So I see teaching not just as a knowledge transmission, but a space for critical dialogue and ethical reflection. And a collective imagination. So what happens is that I always link the field with the scientific knowledge. For example, in youth, we have projects like sports. How can sports call young people for being more engaged with their studies, for example, in an association that is from a colleague and friend of mine. She uses street soccer sport to engage the little ones with the success of their school in neighborhoods that are very vulnerable. And so this for 17 years, I mean, they have been very transformed with that. But this kind of transformation takes years. Also, they have through art, for example, like painting or dancing, they also intervene in those communities with that. So I think that art, science, and what is the meaning of this cafe can co-create transformative spaces for justice, and interdisciplinary collaboration can foster sustainable futures. For example, I've been for 4 years linked with green chemistry with engineers. Normally people will say, what is a social worker? What is doing a social worker with engineers? But I started to think, as I saw that green chemistry and renewable energy will be very good for vulnerable communities, even in communities like in India, in Brazil, etc. And I saw that, okay, they have this, these tools, but they don't know how to put it in practice with the people. It doesn't matter if I put a neighborhood with renewable energy, if people have no literacy in that, and they are not being mentoring, or someone is supervising for 5 to 10 years this kind of implementation. And what happened in Portugal, for example, is that municipalities try to implement certain projects, but they stay there like 6 months, 1 year. And then after 2 or 3 years, the neighborhood is the same. So to make transformation and to be sustainable in that transformation, this is a process. It never ends. So in the political part, I think that the problem is that everything is done by a political cosmetic to see we have done this, but in fact they didn't transform, because transformation takes 1 or 2 generations to be complete. And even though we have to count that at this time things are going to change, so sustainability is a co-participated and co-created process, and it's not a competitive process. So if I think individually, I will never reach sustainability and I will never transform nothing. This is my view. For that, I have been in projects like Synclusive, that is a project that also goes to schools in vulnerable neighborhoods to consolidate young people that are vulnerable job seekers, for example. So we teach them how to be in the market, how to value. I remember once that one of the girls said something like, oh, but the only experience I have is to work in a florist. And I said, but that is very good, because you have to be aware of it is flowers for a wedding, flowers for a birthday, flowers for a funeral, whatever, and that gives you a lot of sensibility. And she never thought about it. So we have to put in the young people, we have to value young people in this kind of issues. So I like to mix every area, because I think all of us have something to give to society, and together we can, it may be a little bit romantic, but I really believe that we only transform by being together with each other. For the moment, it's what I can. For example, we also had a project, it was a flip learning in post-pandemic area because of the online classes. And we did it on schools. It was students facing difficulties in assessing classes. So we invert the class, like they had the contents in online, and then during classes in presence, the teacher will have to be with them and make dynamics and exercises so they can talk, they can participate, and they can feel that they are that the teacher cares about them, because students nowadays, parents have to work, and people have no time to give attention to young people. So this will make them responsible for their learning, but at the same time, they know that they are supported by the teacher. And we ended in the last year, December, and it was very good. We are applying for second phase. The other project, for example, is in my university. We are in a second phase of a project that is to adapt and integrate students in higher education, because they need to, it is a critical moment for them. Sometimes they go far from their homes, and they have difficulties like mental health and things like that. So through activities that we do with other students that are a kind of mentors, they have activities, they have walks, they go to see the nature, they go to also theater and music, and to make them feel part of the university. And we had obtained some positive results with this project in mental health, and also to the engagement with the university, because sometimes they give up. This project studies it is another project that I am at this moment with models and instruments to transform higher education through AI. I'm going to say that we have to be very careful with artificial intelligence and digital issues, because we know that they are always changing and very fast, and that it seems like it's going to swallow us. I believe that this is a very good tool for us, but we have to be careful when we pass it to the young people, and when we are talking about this is not the solution for everything. It is a tool that may support us, but it is not the solution. Otherwise, we stop thinking. So I believe more in other not tool, but other means, like nature, animals, art, and things like that. And okay, we can use this, but just because life is very fast and they can get the information, but they have to reflect. If we don't train students for critical thinking, they will be never citizens capable of participating in a democracy or whatever. And sustainability, as I said, is a collective process. Otherwise, we cannot do it. So for me, I will be happy to answer your questions.